All right, thanks. Welcome to the Kevin Hall Show. This is, of course, me, Kevin Hall. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, of course, the website out there, kevinhallshow.com. YouTube, where you're seeing this now, subscribe to the channel. It's always good fun. But we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to get right into it. We're talking today about how to know if something's wrong with your pastor. Because a lot of people are getting fooled by their pastors. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the good pastors. And in order to do this, I had to spend a little bit of time, praying. Because we're talking about pastors. So I have my Bible with me now. It's my Bible. Since I was like 10 or 12 years old. Still in good shape. Not because it hasn't been used. But it's just, I take care of my stuff. So I have my Bible with me. Did a little prayer before this. We're gonna jump right into it. Good pastors. I think my pastor who I grew up with, good pastor, Pastor Wolf. Real humble guy who listened to you, was accessible to you. Genuinely a good, honest guy. Another good pastor, Frederick K. Price. He's out in California. He's on television every once in a while. You can listen to him. You believe what he says. He dresses pretty reasonably. He's a smart guy. He's intelligent, just like my pastor is. And he's honest. Another good preacher, Leslie Hale. He's a local pastor here on local television. But the best thing about him is he gives away his stuff for free, which never made sense to me. If you're a pastor and you think that, it's important for people to know about the word and how it's going to save them, why are you going to charge me $19.95 to get your little sorry sermon? That doesn't make any sense to me. Give it to me for free. Stream it out online. Send it on a cassette tape. That's what he does. I like that. I appreciate that. Good pastors. Ways to know your pastor is good. All right. Now we're going to talk about ways to know when your pastor is bad. Number one, if your pastor's name is Eddie Long, it's a bad pastor. Watch out. Now I know people are like, oh, that's not fair. But come on, people in Atlanta. Y'all been knowing for years something was wrong with this man. Come on now. Dude had about 3 or 4 different toupees. If your pastor has 3 toupees, something's wrong with them. If one of his toupees looks like a chinchilla sitting on his head, something's wrong with him. Stop being in denial about it. If your pastor works out too much, something's wrong with him. All right, your pastor should not look like a mixture of Yaphet Kotto, Richard Simmons, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, that's not what pastors were designed to do. If your pastor hangs out with too many athletes, celebrities, politicians, especially the wrong politicians, something's wrong with him too. What the hell you got George Bush at your church for, man? Come on. I mean, he could be in the church, but put his ass in the pew and tell him to give those tax breaks he put in place in the altar. Speaking of, if your church, your pastor has a building fund for the past 20 years and ain't nothing been built, y'all need to stop giving to those penny drives. Because the only thing he's driving is his Mercedes. To his mistresses, I shouldn't say that. I wasn't saying that about Eddie Long because we know Eddie Long doesn't have a mistress. If your pastor is too stylish, meaning he is creating his own fashions, or what he is wearing is something that makes Liberace seem a little jealous, something's wrong with your pastor. Your pastor has his own personal jet. Something's wrong. Your pastor doesn't need a personal jet. You know how much those things cost a year to maintain? His ass can get on Southwest like the rest of us. Something's wrong with your pastor if he has a personal jet. If when your pastor talks, he likes to sit there and act like he's, he has magical floating hands. He's so mystical and he moves and he likes to talk like, something's wrong with your pastor because people don't talk like that. Even people who are high off weed don't talk like that. Think about it. Think about it. It's true. And we're talking about Benny Hinn because Benny Hinn, he's a mess. He's had about 15 different allegations thrown against him. He doesn't care. He's cocky. He's arrogant. If your pastor is cocky, something's wrong with him. That's not a good sign. You know, if someone accuses your pastor of touching little boys, and his response is, I'm not a perfect man. Come on now. Randy White, also known as Mr. Paula White. If your pastor's wife tells your pastor what to do in public and something's wrong with your pastor, because she should be the pastor. Plain and simple. Now, I'll give Randy this credit. He's not wearing a toupee anymore. But we all know you're putting too much time into you pay your stylist more than you pay your executive assistant, Randy. Come on now. Give it up. Stop it. When it's obvious that your pastor and his wife don't like each other for like 6 years before they get divorced, something's wrong with your pastor. Now, I'm not going to say it. So I'm not going to say it. That's fair enough. But that's all we got for the Kevin Hall Show today. I want everyone, if you're going to go to church to the right pastor. Find a good pastor. You got white pastors, you got black pastors, you got pastors all over. Now, going to church won't make you any good necessarily, because you could still end up like me. And I had a good pastor. But if you're going to wake up on a Sunday morning and not go out on Saturday night, do it for the right pastor. If you're going to give your money, give it to the right pastor. Don't give it to these crooks, allegedly. These little boy touchers, allegedly. Come on, y'all. Step your game up. This is Kevin from The Kevin Hall Show. As I said before, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and the website, kevinhallshow.com. Till then, have a great day. Bye-bye.